Do you see me?
Yes, I do. Question is, can I hear you?
No, I'm still stuck at 92%.
Update queued.
Play me some tunes.
There's a piano, man.
It's not playing.
I don't hear anything. I don't see you equipped anything except your torch.
Monkey grinder, there you go.
That's awful low. Try the
Grind
piano.
the monkey.
Oh, you're spanning the other way. Just try that. Alright, now I can hear you.
I've never had that directional audio problem. It's
Yeah.
always like omnidirectional for me. I guess it's different sound drivers or
Well,
something.
if you're playing, you don't have the same issue.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's true. I rarely run into other people playing. But
All
like
right.
when
30
Spiff was
seconds to
playing-
live, people. Quiet on the set.
You got modulation, Laz. Stop it. Hold your pedals down, would you?
So, Laz, you gonna take a seat? Or are you gonna just walk and play
He's sitting on
PlayStation?
my screen. Oh,
Oh,
Quiet
boy.
on the set.
I zoomed in and he's crossing his legs and like jiggling his toes.
Hot.
You're listening to WFB Radio. In no other better freaking place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch with no other Laz and Jack.
And greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the news so you don't have to.
That's right. Bringing you our own brand of news from right here inside Shroud Avatar 5 days a week for your listening and viewing pleasure. Grimy Trader, you're fired. I tell you. I don't know. Is he clipping out and you guys
We're good
too?
now.
Laz, there might be something going on your computer or something where you're cutting out a little bit.
A little bit.
Goes in and out.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I told you.
Are you holding your
You
foot
need-
pedal down?
No, I'm not doing
I
anything.
press the brake. I
Not,
press the
not
clutch
on a
and
foot
let it
pedal.
out.
I'm on the
You need
open
more
mics.
interwebs.
Yeah, I need more interwebs. That's right.
Maybe you need to shift gears.
You need some proper modulation.
I don't know. But anyway, today is Thursday, December 22nd, 2016, here
No,
inside
it's
Shroud
not,
Avatar.
It's not
Oh,
Thursday.
Jesus.
It's Thursday.
Thursday. That's what I said.
Thursday.
Didn't that come out properly?
No, you said
You
Thursday.
mean the Brooklyn boy actually didn't said something properly?
Yeah, that's what's going on here.
I don't know. Wobbles the mind. But I'll tell you what, overnight a slew of fresh news has hit the scene. We've got all sorts of updates for you. Of course, I don't know where to start, but I think we should start with time is running out. That is for sure.
Again?
All of it. I would
Yes.
have to
Again?
open it up.
You didn't know that?
Ah, what now?
What's running out?
It's a 10%
Well,
bonus.
Oh, bona.
It's been a 10% holiday bonus running for Christmas. Where you guys been?
Who's us? And why do you want to bone him?
I don't know.
That's
That's Led Zepp's job.
They like
But
bona.
11 days left for the
Yeah,
10%
well,
holiday bonus.
And that's going to last until January 2nd. It is the 10% holiday bonus. Don't forget, there are several things on the add-on store that are on holiday sales. Like
That's
the
correct.
POT water lot deeds.
That is correct.
So extra special. So that's a double bonus if you purchase
The
those.
bonus is the sale is running until we come back. We will be back on January 2nd to remind you one last time. That'll be your last day to get that in. But meanwhile, we got hot news. And are we
I'm
going?
still curious as to why you're cutting out some.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Severely cut down.
I don't know. Let's try something here for you guys, and let's see if that helps.
A hard reboot.
One moment. Yeah, just going to reboot the whole system. We'll be back in about 20 minutes. And yes. Just restart Discord, and hopefully that will fix it, and we'll get everybody back in normal.
That if your download speeds are abysmal, you do need to turn off the porn downloads. And it's still downloading porn in 2016 and soon to be 2017. There's this thing called tube sites that really do
Tube
facilitate
sites.
Oh, I
the
like
distribution. Yeah. Yes. But we do have lots of information for those that came out today. We're on a brand new patch. This is now 5.29 that we're on.
That is correct. And that
Did
is
you
just
think
hitting
you
the
figured it out?
airwaves.
Yeah.
But we
And,
got to cover the patch right now. We're going to get to the hot topic that we've been chomping
Well,
at the bit to get to.
You know what? Let's let people have something to look forward to. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the things that were addressed in this newest patch.
Oh, you guys
Okay.
are Jesus.
Yeah, well, that's the whole idea.
We
You
like
got
to
to keep
tease
them
people.
wanting more. I mean, if we give you all
That's
the
right.
news now, you can tune out, and you watch 10 minutes of the show. Damn it, come on.
I mean, it's like what happens if you blow your load early. It's like you just want to go take a nap.
You know,
I know.
you know,
I mean,
she wants to roll over and cuddle, and you're done, man. That's it. I mean,
Yeah. So, yeah. You gotta
Oh,
always
yeah.
be wanting for more. Right? So
But yes.
tomorrow we'll talk about the quarter one schedule or something like that, or Saturday. We'll talk about
Saturday,
it on
that's right, Saturday. But patch notes.
Special show.
2 releases
Oh, yeah.
since yesterday, since we were on the air yesterday. One last night, one this morning. This
That
morning's
is correct.
fixes quite a few things, but last night's, man, was huge, and we just don't have time to cover this before we go on break. There is so much news floating in, and we'll tell you why that's happening here as well here shortly. But you want to cover?
Well, I
ahead.
think we should go ahead and talk a little bit about the patch that came in last night, because it was a major update to the game camera and overall lighting with the fix to anti-aliasing and increased contrast and saturation, improved light and shadow quality. Although camera bloom still blows everything.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and flip that on the screen real quick, because before the snowmen were glowing, and if I turn them on
That's right.
now, yeah, they don't look bad now, but in the daytime they glow like crazy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they don't look bad right now, but
Man, it's like snow
During-
blindness.
yeah, you will definitely be snowblind during the day. Some of the other big things that came in last night. What was the big thing that came in last night?
New emotes.
These new emotes that we had to go hunt down.
Those
So-
actually slipped in last night, I believe they were.
Yeah,
Yes, they were. Some new emotes were slipped in
we
last
got most
night.
of them. Laz, I think, actually spent more time hunting them down. I was distracted.
Yes. He was distracted by that kiss emote and just couldn't stop kissing that lover in Adoris. I
Are
tell
they
you.
teachable?
Well, there was tongue involved.
Yeah, well, we don't want to talk about that right now.
What?
Yeah.
talking
What?
about?
Modulation.
Hey, big fix where if you do /L, it doesn't matter what case you're in.
Oh, that
So
is a
that-
big
Yeah, I
fix.
saw that.
Yeah, that is a big fix.
You know, is,
So it's no longer case sensitive.
what about all the other ones, though?
All the other ones were supposedly fixed. Yeah,
So,
I mean,
yeah.
it did /L/G/P.
Yelling all the time.
But, I mean, just a crap ton of
/G work. Yep.
fixes, a crap ton of polish, a little this, a little that, and, you know, I don't know, just it's a hell of a lot of information, an information overload right now. So where do you want to start with all this?
What are you talking about? Information overload. I mean, do you want to go over the 529 stuff or no?
Think.
Yeah, I figured we just hit the 529 stuff, and if they want to go dig deeper into the 528 patch earlier last night.
Find out where all the special emotes are.
Yeah.
Like Although I did
Don't want
pick
to
up
give
the
them any
nose pick
spoilers
emote.
like that, but well, we did tell them
Yeah.
that there were emotes slipped in, so that's news, man.
Yep. Although I can't pick my nose while I'm sitting in the chair.
No.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, I can.
No, look at that.
You got to pick your nose occasionally. Although that is not a new emote. That one's been in the game for a while.
That's been for a
But-
long time.
But it used to be the idle emote for everyone, where everybody would just after a while just pick their nose. Although I don't know why he picks with his pinky.
We don't pick our nose automatically anymore.
No, we don't pick our nose automatically anymore. So patch number 529 does have a fix some incorrect information on loading screen tips. What's
Yes.
a paladin?
Somebody
Ari-
went through and actually
Yeah.
did some editing. I noticed a couple of those tips had been fixed.
A few. There's a lot that need to be fixed.
What's a
in
paladin?
Airy, they added music to the scene. The main menu music was changed to stereo instead of just the left speaker only. I have no idea because I only play with my
Hello?
left speaker. Hello?
Hello?
What? I can't.
Are you there?
I gotta buy another speaker.
Why am I hearing everybody through both ears? I mean, this is weird.
Yeah, it's a,
It's called
Yeah.
stereo, man.
I don't like this thing.
gotta love those kobolds, man.
Yeah, they also raised the overall mixer volume by 5 decibels. They fixed Z fighting on the 2-story Obsidian row house. They fixed the antenna wearable appearing white. The new butterfly and dragonfly sounds
butterfly.
were hooked up. The wolf now has different footsteps.
I didn't know wolves had footsteps.
Yeah. What the hell's that about?
Hard to
Well,
hear over
it-
my own footsteps going crunch, crunch,
It's-
crunch, 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 crunch in my ear.
Yeah, I turn off my
Pause,
footsteps.
positives.
I wonder if it sounds like Led Zepp walking through a china shop.
That's a bull.
I thought that was a little bit squishy, personally.
Well, I mean, what's the difference between a bull and Led Zepp? And hello, Julian.
Bull's got a smaller penis.
A bull's wearing pants.
Bull wears pants, probably. there are new crocodile sound effects. I wonder if it still barks like a dog. Although my recommendation was to change the dog bark for the crocodile to a chihuahua.
I
Keep it as a dog bark.
I
but
love the
change
idea,
type
you
of
know.
dog. Yeah.
apparently sound guy's catching up with things.
You're still.
Speaking about sound guy, yeah. Oh,
I know. What'd you change today?
I didn't change anything.
man, fix it.
Yeah.
I hear like I'm echoing
Fix
coming
it.
through somebody else though.
This one I'm really confused about. Fixed a bad stretching at brisket of reindeer pets.
I don't get that
What?
one.
I don't know. It's like bad stretching brisket of reindeer parts.
Makes no sense to me.
That's
No clue. They
Well,
fixed the debug that.
brisket.
Go for it.
That's
What part of the animal does a brisket come from?
ribs, I think.
But again,
I don't know.
fixed bad stretching at brisket
You're not saying
of
it.
reindeer pets.
Yeah. They fixed the debug that caused colors to erroneously change on certain areas of various pieces of equipment.
Kilt. Check out the kilt.
I don't know. They fixed the stuck spot in Solace Bridge. They fixed the female eyebrow textures, so now they can. I don't know what they're gonna do with those eyebrow textures.
Oh, your
I
your
have
kilt's
no
working now.
clue.
Your kilt's pink.
My kilt's been pink. What are you talking about?
Well, it shows on your graphic now.
On what, the examine window?
The paper doll.
No,
No, just in game.
it's been pink for a very long
Yeah.
time.
Guess he's been
wasn't
too busy
showing.
looking up my kilt to look up your kilt.
Yeah, I know. But
It
the
looks like Zepp's the only one wearing underwear.
All right, back to the eyebrows. Come on.
okay.
Yeah, back to the important
They-
stuff.
Female eyebrow textures.
Yeah, the At the two-story globe home and with the adjoining rock merchant is been added to the Elven Crown merchant. The Obsidian merchant, they fixed the issue with the Juniper Topiary tree 6-pack delivering incorrect trees. Wisps no longer bleed. The Novia Overworld, they fixed issues where players leaving Ardoris would spawn high up in the air, fixed various exceptions and errors, fixed bug where copying books have displayed the incorrect number of actual copies made in a window message. Raffle tickets are now placeable for release 35 and 36. They're also the toilet paper in my outhouse. Changed some spell effects to lasting effects in order to make them go away when canceled. Yeah, I know. It's about what they're worth.
About that.
A bunch of books. They fixed a bunch of titles, and then there's a slew of known issues. So there may or may not be another patch before
the weekend.
Anything happens.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, two in the last 2 days. Three in the last 2 days, wasn't it? Something like that.
When you break core Magic schools, though, you got to fix that before the holiday break.
Yes, absolutely. But that's it on the patch notes for right now. Now we also have the stand-up, but I know we don't want to go to the stand-up. We want to do post-mortem questions, don't we?
No, we don't.
Questions
We
that
don't
were
even
missed
wanna
on
do
the
that.
post-mortem? That's what the audience wants.
You really want people to wait. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay.
No.
Now where was I? I got what you really want up there.
Now, do we want to touch on this first with the Red Thomas article, or do we want to just go straight to the meat and potatoes? And where did I put it?
Well, let's go to Red Thomas, just because we can.
Yeah, okay.
So, Red Thomas does have a new article out on MMORPG, where he actually talks about the development and what's going to be happening in the near future. So he does note that the game has been in development for 3 years, and he goes in talking with Richard Garriott and said that they've entered the final 25% of game development. Final 25%, so that tells us that it will be 4-year development. So what's the 4-year anniversary of this game development?
That would be
4 times 12?
I don't know what you're talking
Patch
about.
48?
something like that.
Yeah. So if they're actually right about that percentage, game goes live at patch 48.
The game is live.
Well, now the percentages now are skewed because he's got 25 and they've got 20. But we'll talk about that later anyway.
Well, I mean, he wrote it. See, it's been a few months since his last chat with the team. With all the core mechanics in place, the last 25% or so of the development of effort should move the needle significantly on some outstanding issues.
Yes.
And he does have a little summary of what's happened since the wipe.
Now, I'm just going to ask you to fast forward down to fast quarter because most of the other information is pretty much stuff that's been covered to death. But this is directly correlating to the other information that was released today, which of course was the Q1 post.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to get me to go to.
A fast quarter, highlighted in blue. You know, big paragraphs. You know, own section.
Which one do you want me at?
In
cutting out still.
Red Thomas.
Yeah, your screen is kind of locking up.
I don't know why I'm cutting out on you. Red Thomas's article. Scroll down to a fast quarter.
I think you might need to reboot his modem or something.
I think it's his computer. What are you talking about? Okay, so a fast quarter. Richard, Garrett, and Starlong each made a comment when I spoke with them about how close they were to what they'd consider a commercial release, with the feeling that they've only about 25% of the overall work left to do on the game. It's a significant 25%. Whether simple applications or large games, the roughest part of development is also often the first half. The interfaces and backend systems are designed, put in place, and then redesigned based on feedback. Because so much of what is done behind the scenes, it's often sometimes difficult to explain progress to the customer or potential customers in the case. The pace picks up dramatically in the last portion of the project, which is when all the tools and system created earlier make it easier to start snapping more complex systems into place. Simple updates to a database and whole new components come online, and the bottleneck begins to form around artists instead of programmers.
Bingo.
No.
Yeah.
So they had
What
any
did Star
decent
tell us was
programmers.
happening in January?
Say what?
What did Star tell us was happening in January? They were bringing on
Nothing.
a full-time, full-scale art crew.
Hey, we'll figure something out. I don't know.
What do you mean we'll figure something?
Even Merck says your computers have and/or connections having issues.
I don't know what it is. I hear
Yeah,
you
your
guys
stream is
fine.
cutting in and out.
Well, we hear. I mean, you can hear us fine, but it's you. Whenever you are talking, that you are cutting out.
Okay.
Laz is talking in tongues.
Bip, 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 bip.
He's speaking partially in English today. That's,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, Star told us in the hangout that they were hiring a full-time artist to run all sorts of art here.
We got every other word, but we kind of got the gist of what you said.
it's something about Merck.
Full-time artists.
You guys are killing
Big.
me. And I bet you're not in TeamSpeak as a backup so I can talk to you, are you?
Wait, hold on.
I still think you just need to reboot your network equipment.
Yeah, well, we got a live show going here. The radio's on the network.
Well,
the
kind
stream
of.
is on the network. The game
Oh,
is on
it's
the
kind
network.
of a live show.
Yeah, which is worse.
Worse, yes.
All right, hang on a second here.
So we're going to test something to see whether or not he sounds better in TeamSpeak.
Hang on.
Real quick, as soon as he unmutes the proper channel. Okay, so the other thing that he does say is the next few months should be the beginning of a very fast-paced year for Shroud of the Avatar, though he doesn't doubt that there will be a few growing
Can you
pains
hear me in here now?
yet left.
Groin pains. Oh. Groin pains. You hear that?
And
No. Keep talking while you're talking.
okay. The hardest part will be players used to systems that haven't changed much since they were implemented, who must now adapt to the new balance updates. Damage types and resistances completely change the way magic is used in combat, for instance.
What?
So, what Red Thomas is saying right there is, be prepared for everything you know about combat to change in the very near
Be
future.
prepared for everything you know to change.
Yes.
Big time.
There are a host of reasons for why the project might not have gotten this far, and the team really stepped out to define a new paradigm for development. Very few projects have subjected themselves to working in a glass room the way these folks have, and certainly no MMOs of this size. There are a few detractors. Some are justified, some aren't. There's no such thing being right for everyone, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Transparency is how backers know their money is being used responsibly. And yes, they cram everybody in. The only person that has their own office is Richard, and even when he's gone, other people use it.
People are always using his office.
When there's a robot.
Yeah.
Does that fix anything for you guys by any chance?
But there was something else that I wanted. Where did I miss it?
Can you hear me now?
I missed a paragraph that I read to you before the show.
Well,
You'll have to look for
that's
it.
in the other article, I believe.
So, Laz, can you say something now?
Why, you don't
in
hear me now?
TeamSpeak.
Jeez, you're killing me.
And my sound
Small
locked up in the
Cell.
game.
Can you hear me
The game
now?
crashed.
Can you hear me now?
No.
His Twitch stream is also cutting out,
I changed
Yeah,
servers.
that's
Is that any better for you
so
guys?
it's not a
I hear Laz.
Discord issue.
Yeah, this
Okay,
machine
I
is
guess you guys can hear
unstable.
me.
Unstable fucking Windows 10 probably.
Yeah.
It's
It's a
that renders.
something issue. Oh, the paragraph I also wanted to talk about was the one that was in story and character. The next quarter should see the finishing touches to the Path of Love storyline, and the Paths of Courage and Truth will start seeing some work. As these storylines get attention, the work will spawn passes on NPC dialogue in those regions and generate general improvements to regional cultures. Storyline updates are more than just dialogue, as additional clothing, buildings, and even entire scenes are created and updated in support of them. So in addition to story-driven development, other characters in the game world will see some improvements. Citizens of the Perennial Coast will have updated Asian-influenced clothing, and guards will be updated with multiple types of armor based on position and function.
All sorts
And
of
similar
good stuff.
passes. Yeah, similar passes will be made to the peoples of Norgard, Verdantis. We know the kobolds are going to get touched up. We know that everything is going to be changing a lot.
But again,
And-
that's part of the Fast and Furious. And again, he covers what we were talking about storyline
Another long
wise,
time.
which is once those foundations are all put into place, that
Yeah.
Finish.
it's going to be easy to snap in all the other stuff on top.
All right, great show, guys.
Yeah, that was great. Check.
Are you hearing me?
See, no one else is in TeamSpeak with you, Laz, so no one else heard that.
Well, you heard it and everybody else heard it.
They-
That's all that counts. These guys are making comments in the
I,
background.
I don't have the
killing it.
TeamSpeak info, I think.
Well, the TeamSpeak is on
we just
the
need the
NBNN page.
continuity of the show. We don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Okay. So, but yeah, we do have a lot of information coming out, and do you want to move along from the Red Thomas article and go elsewhere?
We're going to go right to the.
I heard something about they're going to do a conversation overhaul on the UI. Do you know anything about that?
Yes, there's a post on quarter one post about that overhaul.
Oh, that we haven't seen yet.
Oh yeah, no, you
Yeah, we
haven't seen
tried
it yet.
something here.
Oh, okay.
What's that entail?
Maybe Laz should close extra programs and free up some RAM.
No, maybe you should just stop talking in both places.
Let's not get personal now.
Hey,
So
around.
you decide to do it. Yeah, Laz wants me to stop talking in both places at the same time. Okay, so that means it is time for us to move to the quarter one schedule update.
Yes.
And this is where we're going to have a field day as far as Laz is going to have a heart attack, so I hope he's got his nitro pills out. Where are your nitro pills? You might want to take them out of your pocket.
They're in my right pocket as always.
Yep. Okay, so as they've stated previously, they intend to publish quarterly updates for monthly releases, blah, 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 blah. Priority continues to be the delivery of new content to backers, and every month, so you can expect to give us feedback that will help us iteratively improve the game. This collaborative process continues to benefit the game and often results in sweeping changes, such as the switch over to use-based advancement.
Double talk.
Exactly. As you've seen in previous releases, it's kind of like the entire question about displaying your helmets.
Yeah, well, the helmet
Yeah.
thing again. They dismissed it and then they went for it again. I don't understand it myself. Take off your damn helmet.
Take the damn thing off. For the first quarter of 2017, they will be putting the finishing touches on the Path of Love while moving on to the Paths of Courage and Truth. They will continue to expand crafting with the addition of molds for visual variations, as well as polishing agriculture and fishing.
Yay.
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 Agriculture. Yay.
Yay.
Maybe you'll actually have a skill tree. Combat will continue to be balanced and will be expanded to include cover as well as a refactor of ammunition. Expect new arrow types. The user interface will get several polish passes, including refactoring of the conversation system and tutorial, as well as an overall improvement to the visuals and usability.
Things that
We're
make
gonna-
you go, wait, it gets
Yeah,
better.
it's like,
Paragraph
what's
four,
gonna happen?
paragraph 4.
Hey, we'll also continue to give each region a visually distinct appearance, from the shogunate beauty of the perennial coast to the Viking starkness of Norgard and Verdantis. They believe that they have reached the final 20% of development before commercial release, at which point they will transition out of early access. The next 2 quarters will be the most exciting and challenging times for the project so far. This will be when we get the final features and content in the game and make the last important balance changes. So you know what that tells me?
Uh-oh.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the game is not going to be released in the next 2 quarters. It's going to be released in the 3rd quarter based off of this statement right here.
Yep, 2013. It'll be
Q3.
released.
Q3.
Got it.
Maybe Q3 without him saying that explicitly.
They say
This is,
first half.
I got that.
But keep
impression
going,
myself.
it gets better.
Hey.
It gets better.
Yeah. This will be when the final features and content in the game will make the last important balance changes. The changes will be fast and furious, and they may occasionally be hard to understand when you have become accustomed to the way things were before. Please trust that they firmly believe that every change they make is best for the long-term health of the project.
Oh, boy.
I like
Expect
I like
lots
the
of
changes
changes.
will be fast and furious
Narf.
Yep, there's a disclaimer.
Not just nerfs.
and
Oh,
hard
all
to understand because you're accustomed to the status quo. Status quo's going bye-bye, folks. That's what he just said.
Sounds
You're
nasty.
going-
That's
you're going to
Starlog
be
speak for things are
screwed.
about to get funky.
Better stockpile.
All
Don't break shit.
Let's move it on. Though.
Okay, out in Release 38, this is what they plan on working. And Release 38 is going to be launched January 26th of 2017. The story will be the focus with the Path of Love. We'll get the final polish passes, including the propagation of the Asian-influenced assets we created for our doors across all of the perennial coast, as well as adding Brookside and Graff Island to the plot. Brookside will be getting uncloned during this process, and they will be polishing the other starting scenes for the other 2 paths, Blood River and Highvale. They will begin polish on the entire Path of Courage. Vauban Pass will be uncloned, thereby making all the control points unique scenes. Finally, the all-new polished version of Xenos will be going live in all its Greco-Roman influenced splendor, and the volcanic PvP violence of Blood Bay will debut.
Okay, so let's stop and talk about that for a second. Right there, that almost says that they believe that Courage will be pretty much a big chunk will be taken care of in that month. Do you agree?
Well, I think the big chunk of that is going to be finishing off the Path of Love, and then they're going to start working on the Path of Courage.
But that just said that it was going to be mostly finished.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say, but I mean, it's
But again,
Everything else-
this is what they're stating that they're going to do. Understand where I'm coming from? You're saying it's going to take 6 months
Yeah,
to
but
put in one story, and he's saying it's going to happen
Yeah,
mostly within a month or 2.
there's no way that the Path of Courage is going to be finished off in 1 month with the amount of work that they have
I
to do.
didn't say it would be finished, but he's pointing the majority of it's going to be
Yeah.
knocked out right there. They're going to start polish for crying out loud.
You know what? When they're still doing the polish for the Path of Love, we'll get some final polish passes. You have to remember that they have not done a substantial portion of the Path of Love. I mean, one of the reasons that Lord British keeps on deleting his character and redoing the quest line is because he's like having to go through and fix and make sure that the continuity of the quest line is going to be there.
They've been working on the love polish for, it seems like, over a year. I mean, how are they going to get courage and truth done in 7 months?
And,
Again, there's where the argument is, and I love to get him riled up on it because he goes right on the defensive. Okay, in this paragraph he just read, the Star is saying we're going to have a majority of it in according to the way I'm reading. Now, again, my opinion is that what we read in the Red Thomas article and what we're hearing here is that the groundwork and the foundations are finally coming together. Once they have the groundwork for the major line of one storyline, they take that framework and then they duplicate it and they modify it. They change it like they've done with
cloning. Is that what you're talking about?
Absolutely.
How similar are Asian dresses to Viking dresses?
That's got to do with artist and art, and we're hiring a
Almost the
full-time
same.
artist in January. If you missed all that, apparently.
You know what? Until we see like 3 or 4 people that are hired, and you have to remember, generally it takes them 1 month of training to come on to the way that Portalarium does things. And so we...
all right, stop texting Star looking for backup.
No, I'm reading an email.
One of those important emails.
Yeah.
Anyway,
This is
point
funny.
I'm making is they're saying they're going to be knocking out fast and furiously a lot of things here in the upcoming months, and I think you're putting too much behind the fact that they're going to create whole different systems for each storyline. I don't believe that to be the case. I believe once the mechanics are in, those are the mechanics they need to create all the storylines, and hence the second, third, fourth, and every one after that they need to add will automatically be a lot easier to do because the foundations have finally been laid. That's my argument.
Yeah, but I see your argument as being partially flawed because everything that they've developed so far, we've pretty much seen except for like a few buildings. Everything has already been put into the game. It's when, what was it, 7-8 months ago when they put the first outlines of the truth and courage into the game, and then you're still like thinking, okay, this is not even playable at this point. That's where it requires substantial work in order to actually get all that continuity in there.
You're killing me, Small.
Yes, it does.
And that is a lot of time set up for the not just the dialogue, but they also have to make sure that the quest items, the scenes can actually be
Let me point
changed.
you to paragraph 4. Fast and Furious. Fast and
Yeah,
Furious.
Fast and
Starlong does
Furious,
not
but
use terms like Fast and Furious unless he means it's going to be Fast and Furious. And one of the things we've been alluding to is it's going to be fast, it's going to be furious, it's going to be sloppy, it's going to hurt, and it's going to be a train wreck at times, but it's going to be fast and furious.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a train wreck for a little bit.
I mean, I'm just trying to put
Hey,
all the
besides the
I'm just trying to put
storylines.
all the pieces together and watch it all. Just
Sounds like you're describing a good
come
time.
together, you know.
Right?
We need,
that
we
was
need
Led
side
Zeppelin's
quests.
time last night in the barn. It was
Yeah,
Fast and Furious.
we definitely need side quests. So
But
what did
anyway.
you end up closing that was using all of your memory?
I didn't close anything. I had to go to push to talk.
You changed
Still
that to
using
push
it.
to talk?
Still using it.
Yes.
He's very quiet.
I don't know.
I
what-
know,
I
you're
don't know
low
what
level
the,
there.
Yeah,
Well,
one thing
he
works,
pushed his
another
mic
thing don't
away
work.
from him.
Y'all complain one way, y'all complain the
Suck
other
up
way.
your mic.
Speak into the mic.
How would y'all? Well, speaking of the mic,
Into the mic.
look at the video. Where is the mic? Speaking of the mic. The mic's 2 inches from my mouth here for crying out loud. Fuck you.
Sounds like it's up your ass. I don't know. Just-
See,
how many
Laz
people-
changed stuff before the
Everybody's a
show.
critic. See,
How many
everybody-
people in Portalarium actually are working on the story? Is it just Richard
Okay.
and Lum and
So
All right, wise ass.
Well,
Lum
that
is the
goes to my
primary
point
story
of
writer.
the video that was posted yesterday. But anyway, all ties together. I love this shit. Yes, Lum is the main storyline guy. And Richard and Lum are singing to each other these days in order to keep the lines of communication open, it seems to appear over at the Portalarium studios.
Needs some help there. They need some help. Hurry up. All right.
Yeah, but the other people that also help with some of the story or some of the quests are going to be Gina, which is Fire Lotus,
Correct.
as well as occasionally Rick helps out a little bit as well.
Uh-oh.
But like if you go to Ardoris and you talk to Zardoz, and yeah, even Justin says she can barely hear Laz. So Laz played it around with volume knobs again. She's the one that actually wrote the quest
You guys are
for
killing me, You're killing
Zangoff's
me.
wife. Hey, you're killing me, Smalls.
Do this, do that,
just gotta
adjust
trust
this,
us,
adjust
Lance.
that.
I know. Quit.
Had it perfect
quit breaking
yesterday.
stuff.
seems like you
Yeah.
need more people on story if you're going to make all these deadlines. I don't know. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Poor
I
Lum.
think so as well. And I think that's one where it's like, if you think that it took them over 2.5 years to get the love storyline to the state that it's at right now, even though it's like they worked on backbone stuff, there's still a lot of work
You're
there.
not tying it all together, Smalls. You're not doing
Especially as they're adding different scenes to the
it.
storyline.
They're changing up
For
the
consistency.
interface UI for character, text, and talk. We know this. It's already announced. They're hiring new artists to finish up those visual effects. Richard's riding Lum to get storyline driven. Fast and furious, my friend. Fast and furious.
But that's up to Star to sit there and say, hey, okay, it's time for you to work on it. And then when we get later on into some of these pictures about the interface, then you'll be like, oh yeah, that needs a lot of work. So also coming in release 38 are going to be traps and locks. They're going to greatly enhance the interactivity of our dungeons and other play spaces with more traps, including flame jets, pressure plates, and arrow shooters. They're also looking at refactoring their key lock and door system to make it easier for the developers to add locked doors and keys to the maps.
Trap disabling.
That's right. Disable traps and unlock doors. You need that
And
rogue.
chests
in your
and control
party.
points so that people
That's
actually
right.
have to work at lock picking to get those goodies and control
What?
points.
What are you talking about?
New NPC conversation interface. They're going to be doing a polish and refactor pass on the NPC conversation system to make it both more immersive and easier to use.
Storyline, fast
Chat,
track.
yeah, chat windows will be able to be pulled off and placed within the game windows as separate chat windows. Crafting is going to be receiving a lot of work. Enchanting and masterworking will now have much greater influence on the outcomes of item creation. The higher your skill level, the greater the power of the effect added to the item and the greater number of choices you will have. At Grandmaster level, you will even have the chance to sometimes add maximum durability back to the item. Additionally, the power of the effect is directly proportional to how many levels of masterworking enchanting have been applied to better balance risk versus reward. Character Clockwork Dragons will make their appearance in game in several versions, including the Telethon pet, as well as a full-sized behemoth. Citizens of Ardoris and the Perennial Coast will now be adorned in Asian-influenced clothing, and they'll be updating guards and work on other telethon reward will also be worked on. There's going to be some more stealthy clockwork beasts loose in the cobalt areas. And player towns and player housing, they're going to be working on that. Combat, they're going to expand the number of decks players can build and save. They'll also be adding more combos, more skills, and more spells. Additionally, they're going to begin a major polish pass on all the visual effects related to combat.
More decks is what we need.
Yeah, release 39, they're going to continue polishing the path of courage with emphasis on moving the player smoothly through this part of the story. They'll also be adding another siege encounter map and uncloning the Rune Ruins. Player housing, the ability to rent rooms will start to become available to homeowners.
Yay.
Additionally, the Shogun bundles will come online as they continue to expand their water placeable houses and our Shogun line of houses. Combat, the cover system will be introduced and will modify attack and defense values when you or your target are behind cover. They're going to refactor how ammunition works for ranged weapons. Character, they're going to be working on polishing the kobolds and updating them to better reflect their lore, and which attributes much of the technology in Novia to them. And then crafting, they'll be expanding the crafting system to include molds that can be used to create visual variants for weapons and armor. They'll also be refactoring the agriculture interface and expanding functionality to include new skills like batch planting.
Yes.
Yes. Finally. Batch planting.
Yes. Nice.
Release 40.
Release 30. In release 40 on March 30th. They'll be doing some final polish passes on the path of courage. And beginning to polish the path of truth. So they're saying that they can get through in 1 month.
This is what I'm telling you, Smalls. This is what I'm telling you. Fast and Furious.
The reason people are laughing is because they're laughing because it's an absurd statement. There's this thing that there's this trend that we see reading a lot of these release notes is this was pushed to work on this feature. What was something that was pushed for a year?
Move it right along.
Okay.
This is what the man with the plan is promising. I'm just pointing all this out, that this is what he's saying now. So when they slam it down your throat later, I can go, remember what I said about that? And of course, if I have to eat crow later, I'm good at eating that too. You know that. So you can throw it right back at me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. But I see them pushing back some of the story stuff for a couple of months. They'll also be uncloning, and they're also going to be doing a vast dungeon will be opening underneath Blood Bay. They'll also be uncloning Castaruan's Elysium mines and a few adventure scenes. They'll also be refactoring the tutorial system to improve the Fatui. Then character, they'll be creating Viking-inspired clothing. And for the NPCs in the Norgard and Verdanus areas of Novia to better define that region, including outfits for royalty, guard citizens, and merchants. They'll also be polishing the troll visuals and creating more visual variations of our children NPCs.
When do the unicorns come in?
They don't.
Right after this next one.
Yeah. Crafting, fishing will be polished and expanded, and alcohol recipes will be added to
fishing and alcohol.
So brewing's finally coming in release 40.
We'll be able to brew with the water from the places where we fish. Hopefully.
The real question is, will Led Zepp be making his version of Corona? And getting all of his water straight from the outhouse. Then guild alliances are going to start coming online. Offline combat balance and economy. They're going to be doing a pass through that. And then user interface, a polish pass will be made to the user interface to improve general usability and visuals. And then where were those pictures of what the new interface was supposed to look like? Was that only in the Dev Plus article?
time.
Yes,
they
that was only
Avatar.
to simulate and give you an
Yeah.
idea, and we
So-
can't show that.
Well, okay, so I will spoil something with a little Dev Plus information. The way that it was envisioned for the new conversation interface with NPCs is a mix of some of the Ultimas. I forget which Ultima, whether it was,
Thought it was
7
7.
or 9. Ultima 7 and Skyrim. A mix between those two as far as your conversations with NPCs.
Isn't that still broken?
Bullet points.
Well, that's what Lum has been working on for a long time.
No, I mean the programming side where the close-ups and the talk, isn't that? Do you have that off? I have it off. Is it just broken?
Yeah. Well, I hate the chat lag. So, yeah.
Yeah, chat lag still sucks. But anyway,
Yeah.
that is what they've got outlined for Q1 here in Shroud of the Avatar. And of course, we're going to debate a lot of this over the next day
yeah.
because when we're going on vacation for a week, so we can cool
We're gonna
down,
see who's
so we
gonna be
can
eating crow.
cool down and get and fix our storylines up for when we come back on January 2nd. But yes, Fast and Furious, Thex, you all right. But meanwhile, we do have to get moving on. Time is short today. There is lots more stuff out there for us to cover, but we just do not have the time for today, and we will cover most of that tomorrow with the weekend roundup as well. Well, let's go ahead and give the good folks...
So we've got the community calendar real quick. Today is Thursday, December 22nd.
Thursday.
That's right, it's Thursday. Today at noon, 3, 6, and midnight, there are around the clock, there are going to be 2 idiots that don't know what the hell they're doing, and one of them can't even get their mic working, and they're lagging all day.
Hey, not my
On
fault.
a show called Lunch with Laz and Jack. That's on WRFB.
WRFB.
That's right, Radio Free Britannia. At 4 o'clock on Avatar's Radio, Golden Wing is going country. At 7 o'clock this evening, if you're interested in some PvE, you can join Malhari or Kazan Phoenix Fire for the Phoenix Republic PvE nights. At 8 o'clock, you need to tune in your ether amplifiers to WRFB.
WRFB.
Set you up for it, and you're not going to do it?
Forgot to hit the foot switch.
Okay, so Radio Free Britannia, we have DJ Nurse Justin doing Unmedicated Schizophrenia Part 2 at 9 o'clock. If you're interested in some PvP,
No
there is
trader.
grimy trader, so someone
No
do the
trader. He's
PvPs.
dead. Move on. He's fired. Fired his ass.
Okay. If you're interested in some PvP, you do need to go out to the town of Finchfield and join Pestilence for the Gladiator Wars. Registration lasts between 9 and 9:50. The battles begin promptly at 10. Also at 10 o'clock on Avatar's Radio, Ember Flame is taking over the airwaves with Temper Tantrum T-Days. And that's our community calendar for this Thursday, December 22nd in Shroud
Shroud of the
Technical problems
Avatar.
Thursday.
Avatar.
What was that?
Avatar.
Technical problems
Avatar.
Thursday.
Yes,
Avatar.
technical problem Thursday. Yes.
I don't know what Scrota's on, man. Is Scrota stuck in the 80s today?
What you talking?
Hey, I have no problems with what he's playing.
No,
I'm
it's
enjoying
been entertaining today. Nice to have him back on set, but
I
Still gotta-
although is Staying Alive from the 80s?
that's
I thought it
actually
was late
70s.
70s.
Yeah, late 70s.
I mean, yeah. So yeah.
Now, of course, we
I mean,
had Eclipse
getting your
Maiden
decades
last
wrong
night.
as well.
Eclipse Maiden had a questionnaire last night of which one of us would look better doing the MC Hammer
MC
Time dance.
Yeah.
Apparently, I won.
Well, you're the one that said that you owned the pants. So
I said I own
think you're gonna
parachute
win.
pants. I didn't say I own those pants. But anyway, moving right along. We got to start wrapping
You
things
guys
up.
got pants? You guys got pants?
Yeah, I tell you. It's an amazing thing, ain't it? Got to thank our sponsors out there, helping keep us going out here. And of course, we got Thex from Auchenshire and Markham Farms here, joining us in studio. But if you need some cotton, you need some reagents, you need some vegetables, you want some ale, you go out, check out the folks over in Auchenshire and Markham Farms, just south of Central Brittany, over at Dawn's Keep. And if you don't want to do that, you can always go check them out at shroudmarketplace.com. Our good friends, the BMC, want you to come check out Market Road over in Black Rock Cove for all your material needs. All the vendors have stable, solid prices across the board for your material shopping, and they are located right near Exeter in the Quell region for your mining ease as well. Our good friend Jacob White over at sodamap.com. Soda Map is truth, so says Lord British. Heard him say it with my own 2 ears, I did. And Soda Map now has a new edition, Soda Navigator. Soda Navigator is your Shrouded Avatar mini-map that'll show you where you're at on the map as you're running around in the game to help you find your way and keep you from getting lost. Over 300 plus world maps out there right now, thanks to Jacob White at sodamap.com. Our friend Ben over at Relics by Rills. RelicsByRill.com for all your virtual vendable needs. Relics by Rill for all your licensed Shrouded Avatar goods. Like
Don't
t-shirts.
forget the discount code.
What's that?
Don't forget the discount code is actually NBNN.
That's right. Get your t-shirts, hats, patches, more over at relicsbyrill.com. Use the promo code NBNN, like Jack said. Get 10% off all that licensed swag. And, of course, our good friends over at the Marketplace, shroudmarketplace.com, for all your virtual vendable needs. There we go. Jack, take it away.
Yes, Shroud Marketplace is the place to go buy or sell anything Shroud of the Avatar related. If you want to sell your items, you just need to register an account and then click on the button that says vendor registration that's on the left hand side, and then you can start adding your stuff to the marketplace, just like our most recent vendors have. Lumir 8 Sales and Roystein with his Kaelstrom Trading Company. These guys have added a bunch of things, including row lots, city lot deeds, a little bit of everything, including, you know what? We're going to talk about Thex's Auchenshire and Markham Farms today with the crafting materials real quick. If you're looking for crafting materials, those base materials, you can find wood from Wolfdom Shop. You can find raw cotton from Auchenshire and Markham Farms. You can find lots of bananas, carrots, lemons, and even more cotton, because it's a cotton picking
gotta
good
have those
time.
lemons. Ah, man,
That's
you gotta
lots
have
of
lemons
lemons
for all those foodstuffs,
That's right.
man.
Yes. Anything that can be sold on Shroud Marketplace, anything bought or sold that is actually game related, including the NBNN I Love This Shit bumper sticker. If you're looking to sell your accounts or buy accounts, you may or may not be able to find some on Shroud Marketplace. In-game clothing, crafting, coins. If you're looking for game gold or Crowns of the Obsidian, you can find some on Shroud Marketplace. If you're looking for services just like cheese sign writing, and someone just rang my doorbell. Hold on for just a second.
Uh-oh.
What? Unacceptable.
That's it.
Screwed
For
us at
cheesy
everything
writing.
you want.
Yeah, he's got to go get that. You can go
Now
check
we gotta
out
listen to the last
Wolfdom
bit now.
Service offering writing in cheese. And of course, Scrota's
the
music
Lead and Work
service
Show.
out there.
Hello, is anybody there?
Yeah,
Hello?
we're here. Damn foot pedals. You're killing me. All he is.
You need a clutch, man.
Where was I? Where are you at?
I finished
You
up
finished
the
all
cheesy writing, and then these guys jumped in. She's jumping all over the place because they don't know what's going on when somebody doesn't talk for 30 seconds. It's like
Dead
they're
air.
lost. Wasn't dead air for me. Don't worry about it. And just because you guys hear dead air does not mean there's dead air going out on the radio. Trust me. Just because I'm not talking to you guys, don't mean I ain't talking to our folks live out in the radio and on stream.
He isn't.
Well, let's
He
wrap
isn't.
this up. We're running a little short here.
Okay, so anything can be bought or sold on Shroud Marketplace. If you are interested in becoming a vendor, don't forget, you go ahead and register an account and then click on the vendor registration, and you can sell your stuff on Shroud Marketplace. And now it's time to thank the most important people around here. And that's you guys watching out on
you
Twitch,
guys.
YouTube, and listening on
Not you,
Radio Free
Zeb.
Britannia. That's right. We couldn't do the show without you guys, and we do it for you guys. So thank you from the bottoms of our hearts. And thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you, thank you,
So,
thank you. Yes, we do appreciate it, and we're going to be wrapping it up for today's show. Do not forget, tomorrow is going to be our last show for the year. We will be taking off for the Christmas holidays, and we will be returning January 2nd. And that is also the last day of the sale. So we will be back to remind you about that tomorrow. We'll be back to remind you about that again in January. And of course, we're just reminding you about that one more time. Of course, we'll remind you again tomorrow here on NBNN. Meanwhile, we're going to wrap it up for today. I'm Laz. Come on.
I'm waiting for you to say, Are you going to do the I'm Laz?
Where were you? I just did that
Laz
like
has
10
given up
seconds
at this
ago.
point.
Are you not hearing me at all
I'm
again?
Jack. I heard you start it, but you never finished the I'm
This
Laz.
is I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
You're Jack, and we are NBNN. We are all Jack, man. This show's just all jacked up today, I tell you. Stay tuned to NBNN for more news, sports, entertainment, crazy wild happenings, and the latest news from right here inside Shroud of the Avatar. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye-bye. Hopefully Laz fixes his technical difficulties.
Right?
Hard reboot.
What did Laz break?
It's all your fault.
He's talking to himself.
That's right. You guys can't hear a word I'm saying.